Having made it through the 1987 coup attempt against President Aquino, when I had just arrived in the Philippines, didn't really anticipate that there would be another such attempt. But it occurred while I was outside of the Philippines in Singapore with my entire family. We were at a swim meet where the swimmers from the Philippine International School of Manila were down there swimming against the International School of Singapore. When I got word that Manila was ablaze, there was a coup attempt against the president, and people couldn't move, the airport was closed down, there was fighting everywhere, and the American commanding general, Air Force general, at Clark Air Force Base contacted me and said, "We need you here. You're the main coordinator, the main link for us in the military with the embassy. I'm sending a plane to Singapore to fly you back." And so a C-130 cargo plane came down, landed. There were a couple of other standby people who wanted to go to the Philippines. But I have this big plane with me sitting in it, flying back to land at Clark Air Force Base outside Manila, about an hour outside Manila, where then a U.S. military helicopter flies me to the embassy. And there I get briefed on this day-long crisis that's been going on. The military rebels had attempted to seize the presidential palace. They were being held off there. They were surrounded Fort Bonifacio, which was another military fort being held by General Eddie Ramos, who later would be president of the Philippines, who remained loyal to President Aquino. I'm in the embassy. The ambassador has been up for 24 hours. It's now evening. Fighting has quieted down for the night. The ambassador leaves to go to a off-site place to just sleep for a while. I'm in charge of the embassy. I have a crew of young officers, men and women, who we've grabbed from the consular section everywhere. Everyone's working on the crisis. They're the night staff. I'm dirty. I haven't had a shower. And in my office, I had a little bathroom with a shower. So I step in there, turn on the hot water. I'm in the shower. I'm all soaped up and on my head. And suddenly there's banging on the door. You know, Minister Quinn, my title as the deputy chief of mission was minister. Minister Quinn, General Ramos is on the phone. It's urgent. So I turn off the water, wash the soap out of my face, grab a towel, wrap it around myself, open the door, step out into my office, and go to my desk, dripping wet, clothed only with this towel that I'm holding, with the knot in my hand, and I pick up the phone. So one hand holding the knot, one hand with the phone. There are no speaker phones or anything. And across the front of my desk are these 3 or 4 young officers, each with their notepads and pens ready to write down. General Ramos, I said, "It's Ken Quinn." He said, "Oh, Ken, so glad you're there. We're in desperate situation. We're being attacked now. We've run out of rockets. There are rockets at Clark Air Force Base. We have to have them. I have a helicopter to fly up and pick them up. Can you make them available?" I said, "I've got to check. I've got your number. I'll call you back." I place a call to Washington, D.C. I talk to the undersecretary, still dripping wet, holding the towel. I get his authorization. I call Clark Air Force Base, and I'm going to relay the information, but I realize I don't have the exact information, so I call General Ramos. And I said, General Ramos, I've got the authorization. We can provide them to you, but I need to know exactly what you need. And he said, okay, I'll tell you precisely. So there's numbers. We need whatever the 107 millimeter of this or 122 millimeter that, whatever it is, I've got to write it down. Now, so I put the phone to hold it to my ear, as you do sometimes, or at least you used to do. So then I can hold the towel and write with my other hand. But my shoulder is all soapy and wet, and the phone falls. So I try it again, and it falls. And I realize that I'm going to have to let go of the towel, the knot in it, and hold the phone and write. So this is, it's a towel bought with government procurement. It's smaller than might be. I'm kind of a bigger guy. The towel is sort of stretched just to get there. And it's, a small knot. And I have the phone now. I'm writing there, the puddle of water at my feet. And these 4 officers, these young men and young women who are there, all of a sudden sort of stop writing, and they're all looking at the knot, which seems to be getting pulled and stretched as I'm there talking. And you can see maybe the knot is maybe getting closer and closer to be undone. And as I'm getting this important information, I realize that I'm perhaps about to become a legend in the Foreign Service if the towel falls and I continue writing the notes. I'm just not sure whether I'll be a big legend or a small legend. I tell this story to all the ambassadors in class, preparing them to go out to their posts about crises. And I said, the end of the story is that the knot held, that I didn't become a legend, that we got the rockets to General Ramos. He held off the rebels. Democracy was upheld. President Aquino put down this revolt. At Christmas, Ambassador Platt gave me a present. It was a Velcro wrap that you could use. And on the one side of it, it said, Minister Quinn, Crisis Manager. And on the back, it said CYA, which is, as I would tell all these would-be ambassadors, that's the main lesson you need to have when you're dealing with a crisis. Cover your